All right, family. We live once again with the general. You already know we got the fire commentary, analysis, dialogue on what's going on over here in the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, the conflict between the United States and Iran. Before we get started, I want to make sure you get over to Patreon, get that work. We got over 600 exclusive live streams waiting on you. We dropped 6 new ones here this week for you, so most definitely it's on fire. Go get that work. We're gonna be talking about how Iran is disintegrating from the inside out. It's really happening. There have been, for a lot of people, a military coup that the military, the what's it, the Revolutionary Guard has really taken over, and it's supposed to be, a theocracy where it's supposed to be ruled by the mullahs, the spiritual imams, and you know what I'm saying, and but that's not happening today because there's been so much devastation over there, and it seems that the generals have taken over. And so there's so you got two or three factions inside of Iran, and nobody really know who's running, but it's clear that the generals is, for the most part, are in control of Iran over there. And they, some hard rocks. Thank you, family. Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you, family. Appreciate you. And so, but it ain't gonna make no difference who's in charge. It don't make no difference who's in charge because there's some critical breakdowns that are happening right now. And the president of whatever his name is, Paskiskin, or whatever his name is, he's the president of Iran. He done already told the generals that the economy gonna collapse within 3 to 4 weeks. They already in a critical condition right now. They already on the lifeline. They on the life. They on the ventilators right now. You feel me? And so, and what's crazy is that they were already under sanctions, coming out of this, going into this. So Iran economy was already on life support before the goddamn war, before the blockade. It was already because they had sanctioned the shit out of 'em. So they was over there, and so they was over there selling cheap oil then. Yeah, they was already on the deathbed. So this right here, I mean, this ain't even funny. They be having 12-hour power cuts over there. That mean the lights be out for over 12 hours. And to my understanding, this is what they saying. It was even in the wintertime, you know? So, see, the thing is, they got this shit called resistance economy. So they always felt like that they could survive if they go to war with the United States. They call this shit resistance economy, but it has never really been put in place until right now. And they have realized that the resistance economy is a fairy tale, that they is no way that they could survive with that damn blockade up there. It's just not gonna happen, especially coming out of, being on, sanctioned for years now. They've been sanctioned for years. So do you know that we talking about to a dollar? What was it? Man, listen here. This shit was crazy. They inflation was so goddamn high that it took like a million. Man, it was over a million of they whatever their currency is. Man, I mean, I ain't even trying to lie to you, man. To a dollar. You see what I'm saying? Man, listen here. You probably had to pull up with a goddamn U-Haul truck full of Iranian money just to buy a loaf of bread. and a bag of potatoes. Motherfucker had to pull up with a you. This crazy. God damn. This shit ain't funny, man. This shit is fucked up. So real talk, man. This shit real. So they be having the food prices as of right now, to my understanding, has risen 40% right now. Food prices have risen 40%. Okay. Medicine is a shortage. You see, they saying a lot of, man, people with cancer, they can't get their treatment. A lot of, very critical, uh, you know, uh, people's in, critical conditions. They got, particular diseases, conditions that require, all type of medicine and shit that, and that they can't get. And because of the power cuts, everybody can't get the type of treatment that they need over there. Uh, a lot of the ATMs are empty over there. This is not shit that, I don't want people to think that, this is something that I'm gloating. This is fucked up. You know, this is fucked up that, this, this is happening, because it shouldn't, you motherfuckers got to straighten up. When you go to war, that's what happened. And I ain't, that's as far as I'm gonna go with it. This is a product, this is the outcome of war. This is the outcomes of war. And so, whether when it go down, it go down. Ain't no motherfucking, nobody gonna cry, because you motherfuckers is gonna have scars on both sides. You feel me? A lot of, as I was saying, a lot of the small shopkeeper, that shit closed up. When you already teetering on closing up anyway, and some shit like this happen. And listen, man, I'm telling you, it ain't just in Iran, man. It's motherfuckers all over the world, man. They economies is fucked up just by these 2 months. They economies is fucked up. And so it's crazy how the United States right now, and people talking about who in control of this motherfucker. They technically, where Iran, both of them got a piece of it. Both of them got a piece of it. But the piece that United States got is Iran, and they ain't gonna get a goddamn dollar. And to my understanding, quiet is kept. A lot of them Arab states, they've been moving their oil a lot of different way. They ain't stopped. And to my understanding, because of the what's going on as far as the leadership, they in there fighting on who really the leader. Yeah, it's starting to unravel in there. This is supposed to be a theocracy. So that means it's supposed to be ran by the mullahs. The mullahs is not running it. The generals, the Revolutionary Guard is running it at this point, to my understanding. And so, the mullah's been kicked out of I don't know what's going on. And so because of the turmoil, a lot of their proxies, I think the Houthis they was running their mouth for a minute, but I don't think they is, I think they didn't fail back because of that, because they don't, Iran's leadership is very questionable at this point. And that's why I think when they said, Donald Trump saying he was talking to one motherfucker tell him this, and then, and then motherfucker come back. That was the mullahs and the motherfucking you got the president and his, and then you got the Revolutionary Guard, and they in there fighting over what should be done. And so, to my understanding, because the Iranians, they so anti United States. They got this commitment to never surrender. You see, to never surrender. And so when the fucking president of Iran, he agreed to the ceasefire, them hard rock motherfuckers over there, they felt betrayed by that. They felt betrayed by that because number one, that was they only card, really, the fucking Strait of Hormuz. And so when they agreed to the ceasefire and opened up the fucking the Strait of Hormuz, but the United States kept the goddamn blockade on the motherfucker. They say, "Oh shit, what the fuck? Y'all done set us up." So they looking at some of their leaders and they're like, motherfucker, how you gonna open up the Strait of Hormuz and let these motherfuckers get money and this motherfucker, United States still over there, with the blockade. So the military moved in and they was the one that closed it down again because they like, well, fuck this. You ain't fucking up our money, and you gonna let them out of there. So that's why they closed it down. So it's a internal fight between them over there. And I don't even think the Mullahs, I don't know how much they didn't been because they didn't knocked off the top Mullah. Shit, they didn't knocked a lot of them off, but at the same time, the people, they upset, yeah, they on that revolutionary never fall back, but they really thought this resistance, a lot of shit be you say it until you forced to have to live it. That resistance economy shit. The president of Iran, he's saying that it will be a total collapse within 3 to 4 weeks. Total collapse. It's already fucked up. You can't even get money out the damn the ATMs. You say it's reopened? I didn't know that. I tried to steer away from it. I didn't think it reopened. But I'll check. I'll check. Oh yeah, I mean, damn, you show up with a motherfucking boat full of food, them motherfuckers gonna be eating out your hand. You see what I'm saying? All you had to do is show up over there, and you starve their ass and shit. Let them live it though. I wouldn't, you know what? Cause them some hard rock motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to let them motherfuckers leave, let them starve over there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I mean, cause this is their philosophy. Let them live their philosophy. Sometimes you have to let a motherfucker learn the hard way. This is their own philosophy. They brought, they want to live this resistance. Okay, motherfucker, we're gonna let you live it. Because you don't want a motherfucker to, be confused about how this shit really go. And so you might have to let a motherfucker, man, you gotta let motherfucker ribs come out, You gotta let them ribs show, that's what's wrong with motherfuckers, they ain't that kind of people. Fuck that. Ain't no no ceasefire. You make them motherfuckers tap, nigga, in the fire. You supposed to, just like motherfucker when you hit motherfucking Japan, them motherfuckers called, they was like, man, we done, man. Them motherfuckers supposed to call in, like, please don't drop another one. That's how you make a motherfucker, that's the type of negotiation you need with them. Please don't drop no more, man. That's what you need. When you hear some shit like that, please don't drop no more. Then it's time to negotiate. Till then, all that, because they're gonna perpetrate and play games with you and this, that, and the third. And so since they want to fight that kind of fight, then you got to let them ribs. You got to let motherfucker ribs show. You see what I'm saying? You got to let motherfucker ribs show. And when a motherfucker ribs showing, then you dangle one of them steaks and, motherfucker talking about they don't eat no guy. Motherfucker eat a pork sandwich quick. pork chop quick, fast, in a hurry. You know, motherfucker talking about he don't eat no pork. Yeah, put one of them good ass, one of them southern pork chops in front of that motherfucker, and he goddamn he'll eat the bone. That motherfucker eat the bone straight up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker see that pork chop, motherfucker say, "Where the hot sauce, goddamn?" Can I get a can I get 2 pieces of bread with that? Yeah, wheat. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, yeah. Say something else, nigga. We gonna keep, yeah, say something else. You want to eat over here? We're gonna get you some medicine. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker gotta damn near be on their deathbed. You know what I'm saying? We get you some medicine. We gonna hook you up this time. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have to do this to you. This don't make us feel, but because you wanted to fight, we had to show you. You know, we had to show you, and so it's getting bad over there, family, and hopefully the people, they come to their senses and shit, because it's not a good thing to have people starving and shit like that. That's not good. That's not good. But anyway, family, we got one more for the road. Come on back. He said, that sound tasty. So you want them good pork chops. Go on right on here, family. Get you some hot sauce and two pieces of wheat bread. I'll be back, family. Y'all get on over there to Patreon. We got one more for the road. Yeah, they won't end it. Nobody want war. They don't want war. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants war. So hopefully, that this shit ends soon. All right, family. We'll see you in a minute. Come on back for the last one and let's get over to Patreon. We're going out with a bang. See you in a minute. Black Pop.